They were there for a little bit, then they went straight back to Earth. And then they went to the Marvel zombie universe, which is crazy, and that was just amazing. I enjoyed that. But,
yeah, I don't really read that much Deadpool, since why I'm not really saying
yeah,
anything.
I know. Now I'm trying to hurry up and change this topic, because I know you don't.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just saying, in case anyone was wondering, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, so, the Deadpool stage is really good to me. There's been some good things and brief times where he's been in space, but I like it better when he's grounded. He's on Earth. You know, he's dealing with trying to be a hero or being a villain or just being Deadpool and all that stuff like that is interesting to me. And also just seeing the story arcs. Like, he's in love with Lady Death, and he's trying to die, but he has a healing factor, so he can't die. And he also has things that he want to do, you know, in life, and he has friends and all that kind of stuff like that, and his ties with Agent X and Cable and all that kind of crazy stuff. So Deadpool is a very interesting character. At face value, it just seems like he's just a comical character where he just tells jokes, or he just, you know, just kills people. He's like Spider-Man that kills people, basically. But, you know, once you get into his history and his backstory, his origins, you really get to see how great a character he is. That's why he's so popular now. Toxin, even though he left, he'll see this later. But he also asks, did I see Hulk versus Wolverine? Did you? The animated movie?
Yeah, that's actually what got me into Deadpool. It got me interested.
Yep, that and X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Well, see, I had seen Wolverine after that. Alright, I had already watched, I watched Hulk versus, and then I started looking up a bunch of things about Deadpool, and I read Origin on your channel, and I was like, wow, this is a really good character. And then I watched Wolverine, because I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it online, way after. I saw Deadpool, and I'm like, does Deadpool shoot lasers out of his eyes?
They fucked Deadpool up. Marvel is lucky that I wasn't a big Deadpool fan back then. The only reason I say that the X-Men Origin Wolverine movie got me into Deadpool is because Ryan Reynolds did a good job being funny.
Yeah, he was
pretty
great.
badass, because like he had swords, he was cutting bullets and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. That was the only thing they got right about Deadpool. Making him funny, making him action good.
I don't understand though. Didn't Deadpool get good at what he did after he went through all the stuff? He
was working with the military. And he was
I knew he was a soldier.
Yeah, he was with the soldiers, and then he was a mercenary for a while.
Alright. I thought he became a mercenary after all of it happened.
No, I think he was a soldier first. Then he got cancer, and then they told him, we can heal you. You could be like the Canadian Captain America or whatever, and they put him in the Weapon X program. And then that's when the cancer kept going, and they gave him the healing factor, and all the healing factor did was progress his cancer, but it healed it.
Yeah.
So he's not dying from cancer, but he's all ugly and look like hamburger on his mask. So after that he was just like, I can't do nothing else. I'm just gonna become a mercenary, and he just became Deadpool. And it was like this whole like crazy emotional story that Joe Kelly wrote, which is one of the annuals, where you see him pretty much just break down and become insane. Because at first they were doing all these testing and all this stuff, and he was locked up in the what do they call it? The playhouse. It was something like the facility, whatever that they call it, something. And he was there, and they kept experimenting on him. He wanted to die, and they wouldn't let him. And they just kept experimenting every day. And he just like, you see why he's all crazy now, even though he's not certifiably insane, but he is, crazy. He has a lot of problems. But that's really what, like you said, after I watched the Hulk versus, that got me into Deadpool, and I started looking up stuff, and that's when I saw Cable and Deadpool on YouTube. And I started reading it, and I was like, oh my god, this is pretty cool. Like, I remember Cable from the old X-Men cartoon. Yeah. And I never was really interested in him. Like, he was just, I'm from the future. We gotta do stuff. Like Terminator or something.
I have a robot arm.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but, what is it about this character? Like, why should I like him? And they never really told you anything. But, after reading Cable and Deadpool, I fucking love Cable. Like, Cable and Deadpool got me into both characters, because it was so funny and so great, and they had such a great, like, back and forth. And it was like the best buddy, like, duo in a book to me. Like, it was just so funny having Cable, like, being the sidekick and knowing all and trying to help out the world, and Deadpool just being there, like, working with them, like, fucking up shit and betraying them and all kind of crazy stuff, and they always, like, going back and forth, fighting each other and then working together. It was a crazy cycle, but reading the older Deadpool from Cable and Deadpool, you kind of see their bond, they both have like a similar thing where they're the men that people call to kill and clean up when a job's too dirty. You know, they're the ones that do it.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that was pretty cool because it's a one part because Deadpool's love interest is Siren, and she was an X-Men. And I was typing something real quick. She's an X-Men or whatever, and she, you know, he liked her, and somebody just added me on Skype. The guy who, no problem, man. He added me on Skype real quick, but he loved her, like really loved her or whatever. And she liked him. Like it was weird because you know he's all fucked up face body wise, but it was actually a cool relationship, and him having to deal with not wanting to take off his mask and shit, and not wanting to show him his face. That was really cool. But other than that, adding the whole Skype thing kind of threw off my train of thought. But you know, I had love interest with her, but I feel like in recent comic books they don't really play upon that anymore. Because I feel like all the old stuff, they kind of built up him, like the old Joe Killer run, all the way into the end of Agent X, and then into Cable Deadpool. That built the character up. Like everybody was into Deadpool. That's why they wanted him in the movie. That's why they wanted his own movie. But then, you know, then pretty much after that, I feel like Daniel Way took over, and he didn't really do it right. Like when I was first reading Daniel Way stuff, it was pretty funny. Like he can write funny Deadpool, but he doesn't write meaningful Deadpool. Like I feel like he doesn't do anything in his universe. It's like a cartoon pretty much. That's how you write Deadpool.
Yeah.
Where every 2 issues is like a little story. It was like, I'm Deadpool, I want to be a pirate. And he became a pirate. And he was like, oh, I'm Deadpool, I want to go into space. He went into space. Okay, I'm Deadpool, I want to be a good guy. He became a good guy. Like it's nothing like Ultimate Spider-Man, where it's like you see the character going through all this stuff.
Yeah, like character development.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm Deadpool. Here I am, over here doing wacky things. Look at me, I'm crazy. Like, I feel like that's what ruined the character. And I don't like Daniel Way's Deadpool at all. Like, I have problems with it. I still read it. I stopped reading it recently. Like, I just dropped it because it's really not interesting to me. But every now and again, you have like a one-shot or a miniseries or something I read. I've been reading Max, and that's been pretty good. Even though it's been a little crazy, but it's been pretty good.
I read a little bit of Max. I didn't really read too much, and like I said, I'm not like I read a little bit of Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know like too much about the character. Like I read Origin, and I read some of Cable and Deadpool. I got kind of lost though.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I just don't know like all that much about the character, but I'll definitely start checking it out more.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. If you want any advice on what you should read, pick up Deadpool Volume 3. That's pretty much where you're going to learn all of Deadpool. That's like the essential. You're going to learn his origins. You're going to get a feel for the character and everything. And then after that, you can just continue, because after the Volume 3 is Agent X. And then after Agent X is Cable and Deadpool. And then all that's the good stuff. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay, because they just got real silent.
Yeah, I was just listening.
Okay, yeah, that's all the good Deadpool. Like, if you really want to learn about the character, and if you like Spider-Man, if you like Wolverine, then you'll like Deadpool, because he goes through a lot of stuff. He's one of those characters that has a lot of emotional stuff that goes on between him and Siren, because he loves her, and he can't be with her sometimes. Oh, there we go. My train of thought. I'm talking about Cable and Deadpool, their little like connection. There was one time he loved Siren, so he went over to go see her, and they was at like the safe house for X-Men because I guess some story arc was going on where they was kind of like on the run. So he went to go look over her and check on her, and he was like looking at her, and then Cable came out and like just decked him in the face. He was like, "Get out of here! You're not gonna harm these kids." And he was like, "I'm not here." And then Cable and him was talking back and forth, and then like they had this whole interaction. Cable was like, "You're not. You are just a mercenary or whatever trying to kill people," and Deadpool was like, "No, I'm not. I just had, a whole bunch of fucks and stuff." And he's like, "Stop complaining about that. Stop bitching and, just become a better person." He's like, "It's hard or whatever because, blah, 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 blah." And it's just a whole bunch of stuff. And then they kind of relate and you kind of get a feel of how they're similar. And that just made the connection between Cable and Deadpool really powerful. And that's why I feel like they went with the old Cable and Deadpool book. Also because Rob Liefeld made both characters. So that probably might have been another reason.
Alright, well, I'll probably download those next, because I don't know, I don't have any money right now. Like I said, I have to save up for a lot of things.
Yep, I'm broke too.
So I'll probably download them.
But yeah, those are good Deadpool. I say he is my favorite character. And then it'll be Ultimate Spider-Man, and then Wolverine, and Hercules, and stuff like that.
I have trouble finding out which one of my characters is favorite. I really like Tim Drake, Robin, and all. And then I like Batman, and I like
it's hard.
Spider-Man.
It's hard to make it's hard to make a list and rank. You could just pretty much say I like all these characters.
Yeah, like I could make a list of like 20 people. I'm like, these are my favorite characters.
Exactly.
That's like the whole DC universe, dude. Oh,
because I mostly focus on Marvel, but I do love Flash, and I love Batman and Tim Drake and Beast Boy and all that kind of stuff like that, and Cyborg. So I got a lot of favorite characters, and I'm just happy that I'm able to read comic books. I can like them even more and read all the stories. It's just tough.
Yeah.
I find it that I don't really like that many female characters though. I was trying to think to myself, and I guess Pillowvspillow, he said he's a Teen Titans fan. We are too. I'm trying to find some good Teen Titans comic books to read.
I like the current team I'm reading. I haven't really read much. I like the TV show.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's one of those things where if I go back and watch it now, I just find myself like complaining about a lot of nitpicky things, like how Robin can take on aliens without a problem.
Me and my friends do that too. How Robin is like, he got the most powerful steel toe boot in the world.
Yeah, he has like this staff that can freaking reach as long as the story tells it to.
Exactly, like he kicks people so hard. Like that's his finishing move. He just kicks the shit out of people.
Yeah,
and me and my friends were making fun because when he turned over to the side with Slade, and he became a Red X or whatever. And he was fighting Teen Titans, he was kicking him. He was like, yeah, he must have changed his boots because he ain't knocking them out like he used to knock out all the villains.
And like, I mean, I understand that Robin was really helped the team a lot, but half the time he'll be alone in a room full of like metal aliens that are like 10 times stronger than him. He just takes them down without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, it made him look cool back in the day.
Yep.
Hold on a second, somebody's at my door.
Alright.
Alright, I'm back. It's my little brother and little sister, they just got in.
Alright.
Ringing the doorbell like mad. But yeah, Teen Titans stuff, I enjoyed it. I'm trying to find some good comic books to read because I am a fan and I really want to read more of it.
Yeah, I really like the current that they had going on. I don't know, it got kind of weird because like they had a thing where I was reading it, like I was reading it all in order, like I said, I have to read stuff from like beginning to end.
Yeah, hold on. No, my phone is going off the hood. Alright, hold on.
Alright. Hello? It's still on.